Hello everyone. Yes, today a quiet, a very calm, quiet talk, let's say. And Eckhart, today we have him giving us a very interesting, wonderful, nice exercise that you can practice to become easier, conscious through alertness. Yes, enjoy listening this wonderful little exercise talk, and look forward to the end where I will add some channeling today. Let's see what comes. Be surprised and excited like I am. And don't forget to take your gift as well, that I'm talking about in the final end. So now get yourself this cup of tea and the blanket and put you on a very comfortable, cozy, nice place. And then press that start button again and listen joyfully.
This ability to look at things or listen to things or with other senses, smell, taste, touch, as the awareness rather than the interpreting mind, practice that in your daily life. It's a primordial spiritual practice. If that's your only spiritual practice, it would be quite enough. So, innocent perception, it requires awareness, it requires an alertness in the background of your perception. Without the alertness, thinking will always overpower you. The alertness keeps thinking at bay. You remember the story I wrote about in the A New Earth? It's an ancient Zen story where the disciple and the Zen master are walking on a long journey through the mountains, and then they stop for a little picnic, and then the disciple, who is still having problems understanding what Zen is all about, he's only been there for 10 years, he asks the master, I don't quite get it yet. How do I enter Zen? Meaning, how do I enter the state of consciousness that is Zen? How do I? And the master looks at him and says, can you hear the sound of that mountain stream? And the disciple says, no, I can't hear it. The master says, just see if you can listen, see if you can hear it. And this is the point of the master to the disciple, to become more alert. The master associates the alertness with the auditory perception there. So the alertness flows into the auditory perception. And as the master tells him, you have to listen more carefully to hear that mountain stream. And then the disciple, at that moment, the alertness, the awareness in the disciple rises, and he goes. And of course, at that very moment, while he's in that intense listening, he's no longer thinking or trying to figure out what Zen is all about. He's just... And then he can hear in the far distance, there's a tiny mountain stream that makes a sound. And suddenly he can hear it. And he says, yes, I can hear it. And the master says, That's it. Enter Zen from there. Oh. This is a practical, to show by means of practical example what that means, that alertness. Jesus talks about it too. He said, if you be so awake as if you were, he gives the parable of a servant waiting for the master. He doesn't know when the master comes. He may come in very silently. So you have to be alert. Don't go to sleep. Be alert and wait for the master. So the servant is sitting in that house. The door, maybe is, in my version of the story, the servant is on the upper floor. And the master is could come in any moment. And the master is very quiet. So you go. So the servant basically would be in continuous presence. Otherwise he might miss the master. Again, it's an example to show what that state of consciousness is. Again, using the analogy with associating awareness with the auditory perception. You can associate it with other perceptions too, or with all perception, or with no perception. And there's no stress or strain in that alertness. There isn't a willfulness behind it. That's not it. You can't hold your breath and make yourself be more alert. I still can't hear the mountain stream. You have to. It's a relaxed alertness. That is one. I'll sometimes use the expression vibrational frequency, and there is a truth behind it. Whether or not it's scientific, I don't care. By the way, I can sense because I also experience fluctuations. There's always a certain alertness in the background, but sometimes there's an increase in alertness, and sometimes it recedes. It's in the background. The awareness. And then the awareness, the light gets lit like a dimmer switch. It goes, and then it goes, it's still there. According to the situation, the so-called enlightened state, which is a destiny of each human to reach, although many won't reach it in this lifetime, but that's okay. That would mean there's a continuous background awareness, continuous. And many of you already have it sporadically, and there may be some of you who already have it continuously in the background. And the only reason why you're here because it's enjoyable. But there's no point in asking, when is it going to be continuous for me? Irrelevant question. The only true question is it there now? That's the only place where it can be, now. If it's not, whether it's going to be there 10 minutes from now, who knows? Is it going to be there next week when I get home? Who knows? But when you get home, it's now. So the only relevant question is, am I aware now? And if you even remember to ask that question, which is a powerful pointer to awareness, very easily you can step from the question, which is still a thought. I call it a pointer. Certain thoughts are pointers that point beyond thought. So that says, am I aware now? It's a powerful pointer. And after that, yes, that can immediately bring you to that heightened alertness. I'm aware now? Let me just check. And that checking creates a rise in the vibrational frequency. You can feel that. And you can observe, you can learn to observe in people. It's not judgmental. It's a simple fact. You can look at a person, and to some extent you can see what degree of awareness is there. There are many humans who might never have heard of any spiritual teaching who have some awareness in their life. They don't know what it is, but it's there. I can very often, I don't like to be stopped and recognized in the street all the time, but it does happen a lot. And when it happens, it's lovely. So it's a paradox. I try to wear sometimes sunglasses and a baseball cap. A funny incident, I was in a supermarket and I was wearing dark sunglasses and a baseball cap and just looking at the shelves, and a man came up to me and said, "Hi Eckhart, may I shake your hands? Do people recognize you a lot?" Now, I am saying this is quite not infrequently. I know a few seconds, I look at a person, a few seconds before they recognize me, I recognize them. I've never seen them before, but I recognize them. I know there's a fairly strong presence there. And then I know, oh, this person is going, and this is not a thought, it's just a realization, this person is going to recognize me. And most of the time I'm right.
Thank you so much, Eckhart, for this wonderful exercise that you gave us, that you talked about, and that you made us more and more understanding what you really mean with this easy way. It's a kind of easy way to achieve, to be very alert about what is going on. For example, like he says, auditory. Maybe you could hear something in the actual situation, moment that you right now maybe not have heard so far. So train and practice that. Practice to just be silent. And that's so wonderful that he said that take that few moments during the day where you just sit down. Maybe touch your breast with your hand or both hands, and just breathe in and out. Just simply in and out. You can do that right now if you like to follow. Okay, now get yourself really alert of what is surrounding you. And maybe you can hear something. Maybe it is the voice in your head. Maybe it is the sound of your ears. Maybe you have ears that make noise. Maybe you hear that. And then just let it be there. If this is what you're facing, what you're hearing, then just let it be there. Try to think to not think. If you're thinking of something, you are thinking of some unimportant thing that you cannot change or influence anyhow. To me, I would even give you that impulse of taking the focus away from wanting to be conscious, because then you're assuming you are not. All the time you're repeating that. You're repeating on and on and on that you are not conscious, that you are still looking for it, and that you are having to do something. Yeah, it's a game like all these games. The hamster running in the hamster wheel, looking for consciousness. Yeah, so I really agree with Eckhart that the only thing that you can do is get busy, do something very deeply in detail. Either sense something very in detail, or you do something in detail. For example, painting a painting, painting something wonderful, beautiful. Take that brush and all the colors, and then stand up or sit down. I don't know how you, however, and then start painting. Just draw down the lines. And that is the channel to that consciousness. Or for example, write a book. Start writing. Just sit down, take a few empty piece of papers, a pen, and then start. Go ahead. Or you go for a walk without your mobile phone, just all by yourself. And then maybe you watch a tree. Look at the leaves of a tree. Look at those leaves, these lines, this structure of this tree leaf, for example. Look at a tree leaf and look at it very carefully. Or a flower. One flower. Observe that flower. Yeah, there are many, many little ways. Or this is like visually, and then you can taste something. Take something that needs some juice to release its taste, and then or some intense type of food that you can find, and take a little piece only, and then chew it. Don't hurry up in eating and swallowing it. Chew it very softly, and with your thoughts go to this chewing, to this eating process, to this chewing process, to this with the liquid in your mouth to really sense all the steps happening, your teeth moving, and all the little parts that are connected to finally in the end swallowing it down. But you will get this intense consciousness feeling when you're really doing that. You're taking the alertness onto what you can do right now, what you are doing right now. Yeah. And now I want you to really enjoy and relax and really be often, or remind yourself to often breathe, to come into a breathing alertness, and an alertness that breathes. This way you can calm yourself down, so whatever was going on, whatever got your emotions bringing up, you can calm down by just doing these few breathing exercises. And maybe asking yourself that question from Byron's work, Byron Katie, is this really 100% true? Whatever it is, whatever you're believing of some situation or some person that makes you feel finally bad. Yeah, it's really interesting to do this. Yeah, and now I wish you a wonderful day or a wonderful night, evening, morning, midday, and make yourself alert through the whole day with so many wonderful things that you can just exercise or appreciate doing. There's so much more. And yes, who are you? You are that lottery winner that can just be joyful, happy about having this body, this mind, all the functions of your body as a gift given to you. Yeah. And now we come to gifts. Your final gift today in the evening maybe is you can have a free session, a free coaching session with me. The only thing you have to do is look me up on Instagram or Facebook, and then we can set up a time and then it starts. Yeah, it's really wonderful. I can only recommend to each one of you to just get connected with me and do it, try it out. You will be surprised what is possible to find within yourself and to release it. I'm looking forward to meeting you very soon. Have a lovely, lovely day.